Hello and welcome to the TechBytes audiocast. My name's Tim and I'm from the TechBytes blogazine, and with me is Dr. Roy Shestowitz from the TechBytes website.
It's Friday night and I'm gonna get sauce. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. He tried to boss me and was outbossed. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. Underneath his Freebird Bridge, hoping goats will cross. Quoting Ashcroft and Tom Ridge, I fought the troll.
Right, hello and welcome to episode 39. It's myself and Roy for you tonight, and it's going to be a shorter show, just really an additional or supplemental show to yesterday, addressing a few points and a bit more, hopefully a bit more Linux news as well that we'll cover today. So without further ado, as I always say, we'll go straight over to Roy, and Roy, you can start us off with the first topic.
Hi everyone. Was it yesterday? Are you sure it's yesterday? It seems less recent than that. We spoke about Groklaw. I think it was 2 nights ago, to be honest.
Yeah, it could well have been. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it's still quite a subject of discussion. Actually, I'm still seeing quite a few articles about the Groklaw closure. And to tell you the truth, I think it kind of indicates how little there is to cover when it comes to issues around Linux and software that's kind of free in the freedom sense. It's a concern that I've had, and I was thinking, well, we still have the Android news. We still hear about things which are based on Linux, but I don't think we have so many kind of juicy topics and controversy and people and confrontations, things like that, which is a good thing, of course. And this is why people now concentrate on the issues like Groklaw and SCO and what's going on with the Microsoft situation. This is an issue I have lots of interest in because I think there is the very visible component of Linux, and that's like when you go to the shop and you buy an Android phone. You don't think of it as you don't think of the bureaucracy behind the scenes and the way companies interact with issues like patents. And we had this conversation, of course, before in one of the earlier shows about what people think of the Android situation, patents, people who just use Android and don't even know it's Linux. And they probably don't think of that, and that's fine. But I was trying to find out what was happening with the software patent situation in Europe. Did you hear the news, or should I?
I'll let you're the patent expert, so Roy is...
I'm no patent expert.
Well, two of us you are.
I'll tell you that I know about patents as much as necessary, from a programmer's point of view, because I don't like patent lawyers. I don't have an issue with lawyers in general. I think patent lawyers, they intervene with a field that's not theirs, in the sense that they try to make money out of science and technology, not necessarily by introducing or adding any value to the field. They will try to say, oh, we defend scientists and we protect their investments or whatever. But what they actually do is they go to these large multinational companies, Google and Microsoft, and they try to find how to share some revenue with them, or how to share so-called knowledge with basically knowledge about issues that they themselves create and justify. They justify their own existence by convincing us that we need patents, and then trying to pass laws of patents, and then they become necessary. It's not just true about patents, it's true about all kinds of areas of law where people do try to complicate things and make it a bit more formal so they know the rules and we have to hire them to play by the rules. But the situation is with Europe now. The European Patent Office, the EPO, has been trying to sort of some elements of the Patent Office, I should say, have been trying to sneak in software patents into Europe. And they don't really want to say software patents because it's a very controversial way of putting things, because people really know that software patents do have a bad reputation. And no politician really wants to be seen as the person who publicly promotes that. There used to be this person called Charles McCreevy who was doing that, and he was quite heavily shamed by any person who's associated with technology. So what they do now is they have this thing called the Well, they keep also changing the names of what it's called. They used to call it harmonization, and then central court, and the European patent, the EU patent. They always try to make it sound very nice, like it's all kind of unity and harmony and everything else with patents. We all live happily. What it actually enables them is to sue companies over issues like software patents, for example, in all European countries, within all jurisdictions in one go, and also to file patents in such a way. One of the other things it's supposed to be a prelude to is a unification which not only goes at the level of Europe, but actually extends beyond Europe and becomes a transatlantic one. So it will inherit some of the elements we have in the USPTO, which is really, really controversial, especially among people who work in software, because they have monopolies on algorithms. Like, you have a progress bar, oh, that's a patent, well, you have to pay. Very obvious things, we have these equivalents in analog worlds, and it's just you implement this in some code, and you say, well, that's mine, because I was the first one to implement this, or, more often, you'll be the first person to go to the patent office, and they say, I invented the progress bar in, like, the 1980 something or something. You'll say, I invented that, which is ridiculous. So now they try to pass that as law, and guess who's at the scene trying to help them out?
Go on, surprise us, Roy.
Yeah. Well, Microsoft has been trying this for ages, but now you find even Nokia getting more involved, even though they were involved before. And as we know, Nokia is kind of has some interests now with Microsoft, and the CEO, of course, is a person who used to be a Microsoft president. But the other element is did you know Bill Gates was visiting Europe in about a week ago?
No, I think he forgot to send me his invite.
It's a very quiet one, and he always has these. We need to pay the big pharmaceutical companies to help this and that, because he's got investments in them, and his staff actually comes to these companies. And one of my concerns, although I saw some members of the European Parliament writing in their blogs about meeting Bill Gates, and try kind of associate themselves, so famous because I met this person. But they don't really say what was on the agenda. They always say that they disagreed with some points. But usually what's being done when he's doing his work, and this actually does have a lot to do with software, he's trying to promote patents. Patents in general, patents as a way of doing business, and patents as a way of like saving lives or encouraging innovation and so on. Even though he used to refute himself, he used to say the opposite when he had a small company. And I always think, and that's what I said last week, and we're going to write about it later today. I think that one of the issues that he's trying to push to the European Parliament is that they need to improve their patent system, and they maybe need to unify that, and they need to buy more patents and more patent licenses for things that he's trying to suggest are the solution to the problems he's describing with his PR campaigns. The issues I have is we have a good track record of him being used as a lobbyist or the main lobbyist of Microsoft, and they really need a big influential person. They would usually send this person out. Or sometimes they hire, and this has been shown that Bill Gates has created the world's biggest patent troll by basically being the financier of intellectual ventures. And what they do now, quietly, they don't really want to lobby directly. So what they do is they do a bit of a game of cash infusions, a kind of a cascading effect of you pay him and he pays you and you pay him and whatever. And eventually you find that lots of these lobbyists are in fact being paid by people like Gates and Myhrvold, who person runs intellectual ventures. And I'm concerned because all of these people are super wealthy people, are billionaires, and they try to promote a tool of protectionism, and that's patents. They try to have patents everywhere, because if you're a small company, forget about having patents to defend you, because you cannot even face the big companies doing that. They have more patents than you do. And even if you do have some patents, they'll buy some patents to attack you back. So you really don't have a chance against them. It's really a mechanism that perpetuates the power of those already in power. So this is what's in the news as far as laws and as far as subversion is concerned in what I consider to be the scope of the open source movement, or the open source initiative, whatever you want to call that.
I mean, patents is something I don't particularly touch on, and to be fair, I don't know much of the inner workings. I don't profess to know. I mean, what I will say is, from what I've observed, the dangers or the possible future dangers of patent law and the issues that patents can create is falling on deaf ears with the average user. I think the vast majority of users don't know what a patent is, or it's